two things to inspire and inform. And it's not one-sided. None of us know everything. I don't even know how to, I just learned how to turn on a computer. So everybody, it's not like no big U's and little U's in this circle. I love this. So she's always pushing this idea that we have a disconnect with our women who are addicts, with our women who are prostitutes, with our women who are unemployed, and etc. One of my best friends was very promiscuous, extremely so. So much so I couldn't deal with it. Every man that wanted her, she could have. He could have. But at her, guess what we found at her transition? She had been raped by her father for 6 years. She was a brilliant woman who loved black people. And the reason why I could tell you about it, because she wrote about it before she died, before she transitioned. So you don't know the pain that women are going through that cause them to be in the street. That's why I judge no woman. I judge no woman. So in this circle, we want to keep the circle small. You've heard that I'm talking fast, y'all, because I know we're out of time. If I'm talking too fast, just hold up your hand, I'll slow it down. There's an old African proverb that says, mighty rivers are filled drop by drop. That a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. We believe that if we start these circles of women, we have about over 250 women on the ship. If you would start a circle, and through your leadership development within your circle, the young people on that circle will start a circle, and the circles will keep growing and growing and growing. And every circle we are recommending will have at least one youth, you could have more, keep them small, one elder, one low-income working woman. And you know, it's hard for us professional women sometimes to relate. And it's hard for them to relate to us, and we cannot romanticize that relationship. One computer literate woman. It's very important that one woman in the circle be literate, because when she keeps talking about this, we talked about the clearinghouse, where all this information will go in the clearinghouse. And from this clearinghouse, we can take the information, share the information, and bring it back to the women where? In our little circles. You don't have to go anywhere to create your circles. Create them in your space, in your church, in your club. If you're a member of Jack and Jill, I ain't mad at you. But y'all know, my sister's a big Jack and Jill, but y'all know that low-income children are rarely brought into that circle. So I'm not telling you to give up Jack and Jill, but you reach out for a child that's not in Jack and Jill. You reach out for a mother that can't afford the dues of Jack and Jill. And you create these programs. And one thing we want to do, going back to Sister Brian's idea, once a year, at the same time, all over the diaspora, as we reach out for the, did I tell you we want a Haitian woman on that circle? Okay. And we'll ask for people of our Haitian women to give us a woman from Haiti that will be included in our circle. Now, they ain't gonna have no computers, but that's what they got stamps for. Mm-hmm. And as exploitive and capitalist as the country is, the stamps are still under $1. So we will send our sisters in Haiti or Africa a step envelope so they can communicate back with us. Mm-hmm. So now you have these small circles, and once a year, I don't think you can get any better than this ceremony that you've given us, that we would pour the water and remind ourselves that God is watching us, and that God is lifting us. And he has given us the hands to lift each other. Yes. And we must lift each other no matter where we are, whether we're rich or poor, young or old. And we will go through this ceremony of pouring the water once a year. And I suggest that we appoint a committee to work out the details. Someone suggested that we do it the year that Haiti received its independence, because it's the only movement, I'm told, in the world where African people actually, is this the first? It's the first. So that might be a day, but there might be other days. The only
successful slave revolt.
And I think that, you know, and God was definitely wiping tears. There was plenty of joy in the morning when that happened. To reclaim that moment in history every year with women throughout the diaspora. And the last thing is I go, and then we get some input. And if I talk too fast, y'all just ask me to repeat. That this would be a day of prayer and fasting, but not just prayer and fasting and bringing more people into our circle. And my sisters from New York suggested that they just didn't want to do it within their circle, that they wanted to come together with all the women in New York. And so when we might say, well, all the circles in Alabama, but those are things that can be decided on an individual basis. The last thing is to come up with a set of principles that would guide our circles. Now, we're not talking about an organization, a set of principles. And some of the principles would be very concrete things like that we will not be petty and jealous. And even though we know these thoughts will enter our hearts and spirit, we will pray them out and talk them out. That we will look down on no woman, no matter who she is, no matter what she does. I don't care how much of her belly is showing, my brother. We will not look down on that sister. So we will come up with a manageable number of principles to work with. Now, and then for accountability's sake, this is very important because I set up a network during the Brown decision on May 17th, the clearinghouse and all of that. But what I found out the brothers and sisters do, they get back to their communities, get overwhelmed with a lot of problems, and then we become disconnected. To become accountable, we're going to ask Ron, could we have, as a part of his website, a special, what do you call it? A special link for the sister circles. We don't want to go outside of the work that Ron has brought us to.
That's it.
So we would have a link, and every woman in these circles, the computer person would be responsible for listing the women in your circle on that computer.
Okay.
So now every woman is connected to every woman.
Yes.
That's it real quickly. I think more details need to be worked out, but I would like to get some input, some feedback on how y'all feel about that.
I'm from Oakland, California, and I have the blessing of working in several women organizations. Some of them that I've helped to put together. Some of them are working with women that work the streets and women that are codependent to whatever drug that may be. And women that are in businesses, own their own businesses. Now these are two separate groups, but what we do is we allow them to be able to speak to each other because one encourages the other. They also go back and then they start to teach and educate their children so that the children don't make mistakes of the mothers and that the grandmothers are also involved. And so it is a complete circle. And I think this is a wonderful idea. Sometimes we ostracize the women that we don't understand, and that keeps us more separate than we need to be because we all need each other. And I think it was an excellent point that you brought out about the friend that you had that was promiscuous, and then when you got to know her circumstances, you understood it. And it's the same with the women that I see on the streets. If you knew their circumstances, then you'd understand it, and we'd be able to, as you sung in that song this morning, be able to lift them up, because they're not heavy. And so I think this is a wonderful idea.
My name is Roxanne Clinton, and I just want to let you know that I live in the central New Jersey area, and I'd be willing to be the computer person for the sister circle in the central New Jersey area. So please stop me, and if you see me in the hallway, let me know how we can do this and make it happen.
Okay, I just wanted to say this before we conclude. We understand that many women made a lot of investments, and unfortunately we were not able to go to the Citadel or Milo, and they lost a lot of money. I have these CDs that I developed to teach people how to speak French, but they're songs, just a lot of fun, wonderful songs. And for a donation of $10, I'll just give you the CD, and all the proceeds will go to these women.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to have Sister Shani who's going to say something.
I would just like to offer a little bit of testimony about the Sister Circle idea. I'm a member of a Sister Circle inside DC that's been meeting for about a year, comprised of social justice activists. Our youngest, we always have at least 2 sisters in there from college, so from Howard all the way up to women in their late 50s and 60s, and every age range in between. We meet about once every 2 months, due to everybody's schedule, rotate from house to house. We have potlucks. We went together to the March for Women's Lives. We organize around themes. Like one time we met about transition. All of us were going through great transitions in our lives, and we talked about it honestly and frankly, and we helped each other through it. We meet around 6 o'clock every time that we meet. We don't go home until about 2 or 3 in the morning when somebody points out, oh my God, it's been 8 hours that came and gone. And I think what we're gonna find as we engage in this exercise is that this will become a source of sustenance. You won't even have to make yourself meet again. People will be calling each other saying, when can we meet again? I just got an email this week. Our next meeting is on August 25th. So I'd just like to offer that as a bit of testimony. If anybody would have any questions about, how do these sister circles implement, I would offer myself as a resource if you would like to ask me about the one that we have that's been one of the best sources of support I could ask for in my life.
What you just said is so true, and it's such a powerful, powerful healing tool. I belong to a sister circle called the ISIS Sisters, and Sister Adelaide quite clearly is our leader. And because we're all really busy and we have women who are in really high places in politics, a lot of women in education, a lot of women who are attorneys, it's all kinds of sisters. We meet early in the morning, 7:30 to 9. Once every other month, we're on time, we end on time. So what you do is you put your circle together and configure it in a way that really supports you. But it's a safe place. It's a place where you can cry, a place where you can tell the truth. You keep them small. It's a place of healing, and it's something that we must do for ourselves because we know we're all overwhelmed. We're tired, we're overwhelmed, and we're saying that we can't do another thing. But we know that we must do more. And this is one of the ways that we can feed ourselves and take care of ourselves. And so the next thing, we're going to sing.
Yes, before we sing, I want to talk about one danger. Most sister circles of women of like interest, and it's not that you're being classes, but if you're a writer, you're with women who are writers and artists. We got to get with our Haitian sister. We want to make sure there's a Haitian sister that we're communicating with in this circle, and an African woman. This might not be. I don't want you to say I can't start the circle until we identify the sister. You start your circle now. But in dealing with, and I don't want to generalize, some low-income women are women who don't have jobs. The reason why the principles are so important is because some women without jobs are so damaged, they will hustle you. And I think we have to have principles that all women are exposed to at the beginning of the circles, because I've been a crime victim. And because you have this sense of guilt, I have this and they don't. So you have to make it clear, no, I'm not going to be paying your light bill and your water bill every month. Those are just realities that we have to face. And what I'm recommending, since the group has by acclamation, not consensus, agreed with this, we need a committee to work out the details and the principles to get them out to women. And if you have any suggestions, you need to let us know them. And if you have some ideas, can I say this, Sister Barbara? Anybody that wants to work on this with us, especially for their region, that they would stay a minute afterwards so we can know their
That's
name.
what I was going to suggest that.
Okay.
So we are right now sailing over the bones of our ancestors. They are proud of us. They have given us strength. They have given us purpose. They have given us spirit. They have given us life. We are the children of those who survived. And we have come together to be stronger, to help each other, and to accomplish what we can in our time. This is our time. These are our tasks. This is a long-range battle, a long-range war. But this, right now, is our battle, our challenge, our time. We must leave this ship stronger than we entered it. We must do more than we were doing when we came. We must remember who we are and take it and allow it to lead us forward. I love you, my brothers and sisters. Remember that we are each other's strength.
I want to lift my sister up. She is not heavy.
I want to lift my sister.
I want to lift my sister up. She is not heavy.
I don't lift her up.
If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.